classic Red John smiley face. Drawn in the victim's blood, clockwise with 3 fingers of his right hand, wearing a rubber kitchen glove. Stoked to finally see one in the flesh.
This isn't Red John.
Right.
Red John thinks of himself as a showman, an artist. He has a strong sense of theater. In all the previous killings, he made sure that the first thing that anyone sees is the face on the wall. You see the face first, and you know. You know what's happened, and you feel dread. Then, and only then, do you see the body of the victim. Always in that order. It's a misdirect. It's a message. I didn't say it was an easy trick.
How good?
As good as you can be.
All of these are made possible by this man.
Well, your brain's already processed all the information. You just have to listen to it. So on the count of 3.
Aloha! This is Trinidad, the Island Man, your Island Man, coming to you live once again from beautiful Hawaii here on the island of Oahu, bringing you, yes you, the best TV show reviews on the entire island of Oahu. And yes, this is Trinidad, the Island Man, your Island Man. And, well, basically, as we're nearing the end of the lockdown here on Oahu and, you know, what looks like the rest of the continental United States, back on the mainland. We, you know, if you don't believe me, just look at the traffic increases here on Oahu. You know, I don't know if lots of people lost their jobs, you know, but people are going someplace. So most of the shopping seems to be open by now. Ige said everything's opening today, Thursday, for the most part, with, you know, probably the rest to follow at the end of the month here in May, as was scheduled. What will happen next with the COVID, we will see. But I'm here to talk to you about a wonderful TV show, an older TV show that started back in 2008 and ended in 2015, that got 7 seasons worth on CBS. You know, that I came in late on the 5th season, basically. And during this time of the lockdown, I've had ample opportunity to go back and watch from the very beginning. And I am happy to say that I did not waste my time. Well, I am talking about CBS's The Mentalist. And without further ado, remember our rating scale, shock a thumbs up, it's good to see, I recommend it. Shock a thumbs down, it's bad to see, it's junk, I don't recommend it. And, well, overall, for all 7 seasons of The Mentalist, it is a strong shock a thumbs up. You know, after 7 seasons, almost 7 years on television, network television, CBS, I'm sure you have seen an episode or two here and there. I had, you know, in the past caught maybe 1 or 2 and was a little bit intrigued by it, but with my busy schedule, I couldn't sit down to watch until close to season 5. Actually, I think right on season 5, that I really got interested and was able to watch it somewhat consistently. And really enjoyed it, and always wanted to, you know, kind of wish that I had seen it from the very beginning to see how it all unfolds, because it ends, you know, it ended 2 seasons later, which I was able to watch all the way through that, and really loved how it ended. Not many television shows get the opportunity to really, you know, come to a full closure. Some just end so abruptly, you know, with cancellations and such, that it was really nice to see the creators of the show, the stars of the show, come full circle and, you know, reach a satisfying conclusion. Now, this stars Simon Baker, Robin Tooney, Amanda Rigetti, Tim Kang, and Owen Yeoman. Those are the consistent group of teams all the way to pretty much through the very end. Amanda Rigetti and Owen Yeoman kind of step back at the end of season 5 into season 6 and 7. They come back in a couple of episodes here and there to conclude things with their characters. But the rest of the crew pretty much stays on. And the objective changes at the end of the 5th season as well. But pretty much this is a crime, drama, detective show centered around the fictional CBI, California Bureau of Investigations. And if you think about it, you know, California is as large as some European countries. So it is not outside the realm of possibility that their law enforcement agencies, for the largeness of their state, would have an FBI-like component that would cover everything and not just, you know, state patrol handling, you know, major cases, you know, all throughout the state. You know, going into local city jurisdictions and stuff. Something to overall look at the whole state. Kind of like Hawaii's 5-0's fictional crime unit. Was the idea essentially for California with this. Bring into this organization, this CBI unit, a man who is a profound mentalist, a somewhat magician with mental acuity skills, great uses of memory, that often is able to convince people that he has psychic abilities. You know, he can take readings off of people, basically, you know, do false seances, etc., hypnotism, mind reading, tricks, all of the like. And he will admit fully that they are tricks. And he had, you know, being a con man throughout most of his life, gotten very successful and was able to do a fabulous, you know, amount of wealth, accumulate that throughout his time on the show. Well, actually before the show. When he is asked by police to kind of use his psychic gifts to see if he can find a serial killer in the California area, that is when things go awry. The serial killer gets mad at him and kills his wife and child, his young daughter. He is devastated, and basically after a year of trying to come to grips with that, he decides to use his talents to assist the police in finding and catching this serial killer. Unfortunately, or fortunately for CBI, the law enforcement agency, he is not only stuck with that case, but any case that comes through their bureau. And using his abilities, which, you know, are outlandish compared to normal law enforcement procedures, he is able to bring many of their cases to close, if not all of them, including, which concludes, a little bit of spoiler, in the 5th season, he brings this serial killer, Red John he's called, to justice, and he gets revenge on him for his, you know, his family's death. Now, many shows would have just ended at that point. There was talk that this movie, well, I'm sorry, this television show was going to end in the 5th season. You know, Patrick Jane successful in bringing down the serial killer Red John. Seemed like a perfect conclusion to the end of the team, the end of the show. However, producers pitched to the stars an extra season, an extra 2 seasons, to see what Patrick James, his character, Simon Baker's character, the Mentalist, would be like after, you know, the weight of having caught his wife and daughter's killers and bring, you know, and basically bringing him to justice. what that weight being lifted off of Patrick Jane's shoulders would do to him. Would he just leave CBI? Or would he continue to help what has become a close knit of friends over 5 years of hunting down this serial killer? And fortunately to say, with the team's disbanding at the end of season 5, the FBI decides to bring all of them in, including Patrick Jane, to help with, nationwide cases, having seen his success rate just in the state of California. And thus, the show is able to continue, still keeping that flavor from the original starting point, but also adding so much more and becoming greater in scope as they work out of the Texas, Austin area, but also travel throughout the United States solving these crimes. The show becomes much larger in scope and depth and continues to whelm, audiences in the detective procedural, giving it something new and fresh throughout the rest of this season into the 7th season. So it is a strong shock, a thumbs up. And during this lockdown, and who knows when it will really end and when things will get back to normal. So if you're looking for something to watch, Amazon Prime has all 7 seasons. If you're a member of Amazon Prime, it's free to watch with your paid membership, your yearly subscription to Amazon Prime. All 7 seasons, back from the very beginning. And you can kind of see, his development, the development of the team. And, it's very nice to have watched it all the way from the beginning to the very end, having seen the ending already and intrigued, I myself intrigued at how things had gotten so far and how close, these relationships with, Patrick Jane and the other characters on the show develop, both professionally and personal for many, many of the characters. Definitely a strong friendship, which only strengthens their work relationships as well. So, if you have time to go ahead and watch, you're looking for something to watch, you like crime dramas, etc., you'll definitely want to check that show out when you can, however you can. I was surprised it wasn't on Netflix, but for some reason, Amazon Prime does have it, the entire season, along with some of the older CBS shows. So definitely go ahead and check it out when you can, and you won't be disappointed. All right, thank you so much. This is Trinidad, the Island Man, your Island Man, finally getting through all 7 seasons of The Mentalist and loving every minute of it. All right, thank you so much. Stay safe. Wear your masks when you're running around out there shopping now that everything's pretty much open. And, try to enjoy yourself. Thank you, and aloha.